You're standing at the edge, right now, this moment. The line between who you are and who you could be. Between the life you've settled for and the life you were born to claim. Every second you wait, every breath you waste, that line fades, it blurs, and soon it's gone. You either rise or you regret it. There's no middle ground, no safe space, no excuses left to hide behind. This is it, your shot, your fight. Will you take it? The clock is ticking. You feel it, don't you? That gnawing ache deep in your chest, that whisper in the back of your mind that says you're meant for more. It's not loud, it's not screaming, but it's there, relentless, unyielding. A quiet fire that refuses to die. You've ignored it before, drowned it in noise, buried it under distractions, but it's still burning, still calling, because it knows the truth you're too afraid to face. You're stronger than you think. You're bigger than this moment. You're a force waiting to be unleashed, and every day you don't rise, you're letting that fire flicker. You're letting it fade. You're choosing regret over redemption. Look around you. The world doesn't wait. It doesn't pause for your doubts. It doesn't slow down while you figure it out. Time marches on, ruthless, unforgiving, unstoppable. Every sunrise is a challenge. Every sunset is a judgment. Did you give it everything? Did you stand up when it mattered? Or did you shrink back, bow your head, and let the day pass you by? The world doesn't care about your intentions. It doesn't grade you on effort. It measures you by what you do, by what you become, by whether you rise or crumble. You've fallen before. We all have. The ground's cold down there, hard, unforgiving. It's where dreams go to die, where hope gets buried under the weight of yesterday's mistakes. You've felt that weight, haven't you? The sting of failure, the shadow of doubt that creeps in when you're alone with your thoughts. It tells you to stay down, to play it safe, to accept that this is all you'll ever be. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. The ground isn't your prison, it's your forge. Every time you hit rock bottom, you're not breaking, you're being shaped, tempered, strengthened. The fall isn't the end, it's the beginning. It's the moment you decide, do I stay here or do I rise? Because rising isn't easy, it's not clean. It's not a straight line from struggle to glory. It's messy, it's brutal. It's you clawing your way up, inch by inch, when every muscle screams to stop. When every voice, inside and out, tells you it's pointless. Rising is defiance. It's looking chaos in the eye and saying, not today. It's standing in the wreckage of your failures and building something stronger, something unbreakable, something that lasts. You don't rise because it feels good. You rise because it's who you are, because the alternative, regret, is a slow death you refuse to accept. Think about it. Think about the moments you've let slip, the chances you didn't take, the words you didn't say, the dreams you shoved into some dark corner of your mind because life got loud and you got tired. Those moments don't just disappear, they pile up, they haunt you. They sit there, heavy, whispering, what if? What if you'd started? What if you'd pushed harder? What if you'd believed in yourself when no one else did? Regret isn't loud. It's quiet. It's patient. It waits until the end, until your time's almost up, and then it strikes. It's the bitter taste of a life half-lived, the echo of a fight you never fought. Don't let it win. Not today. Not ever. You're still here. That's proof enough. You're breathing. Your heart's beating. Your story's not over. The past doesn't own you. It doesn't define you. It's just the dirt you've walked through to get here. And this moment right now is your chance to shake it off, to stand taller, to move faster, to burn brighter. You don't need permission. You don't need the stars to align. You don't need someone to tell you you're ready. You've got everything you need inside you, right now. The fire, the will, the power. It's been there all along, waiting for you to wake up and claim it. So what's stopping you? Fear? Let me tell you something about fear. It's a liar, a coward dressed up as a king. It sits on a throne of what-ifs and not-yets, feeding you stories about failure and shame. But fear only has power if you bow to it. If you let it rule, strip it down, and it's nothing. A shadow, a ghost. You're bigger than fear. You're tougher than it. You've survived every single thing it's thrown at you so far, every doubt, every loss, every dark night. You're still standing. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's evidence. You've beaten fear before and you'll beat it again. Rise above it, crush it, leave it in the dust where it belongs. Maybe it's the voices around you, the ones that say you can't, that you're not enough, that this isn't your place. People love to build their own cages and then invite you inside. They're scared of your light because it reminds them of their own shadows. Don't listen. Their words aren't your truth. Their limits aren't your destiny. You don't rise for them. You rise for you. For the version of yourself waiting on the other side of this fight. The one who's stronger, bolder, fiercer. The one who looks back and says, I made it, I didn't quit. Let them talk, let them doubt. You'll answer with action, with results, with a life they can't ignore. Or maybe it's you, that voice in your head, the one that replays every mistake, every stumble, every time you fell short. It's brutal, isn't it? Relentless. It knows your weak spots and hits them hard. But here's the thing. That voice isn't your enemy. It's your teacher. It's showing you where you've been so you can decide where you're going. You don't silence it by running. You silence it by rising, by proving it wrong, by standing up every time it knocks you down. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent. You just have to keep moving. One step, one choice, one day at a time. That's how you win. That's how you rise. Because this isn't about talent. It's not about luck. It's not about who you know or what you've got. It's about will. Raw, unshakable will. The kind that doesn't bend when the storm hits. The kind that doesn't break when the weight gets heavy. The kind that looks at a mountain and says, I'll climb you, I'll conquer you, I'll stand on top of you and roar. Will is your weapon, your fire, your edge. No one can take it from you. No one can give it to you. It's yours to wield, yours to ignite, yours to unleash. And when you do, when you tap into that deep primal force inside you, nothing can stop you. Nothing. Picture it. Picture the life you want, not the safe one, not the easy one, the real one, the one that sets your soul on fire, the one that makes your heart race and your hands shake because it's so big, so bold, so alive. That's what's waiting for you. That's what's on the other side of this moment. But you don't get there by waiting. You don't get there by wishing. You get there by rising, by fighting, by refusing to let anything, anyone stand in your way. That life isn't a gift, it's a prize, and you've got to earn it, every single day. The world's full of people who didn't, who settled, who shrank, who let the fire die and the regret take over. You see them every day, heads down, eyes empty, living in the shadow of what could have been. That's not you. That's not your story. You're different. You're awake. You're alive. You feel the pull, the hunger, the need to be more, to do more, to rise higher than you ever thought possible. Don't let that slip away. Don't let it fade. Grab it. Hold it. Fight for it with everything you've got. Because here's the truth. You're not ordinary. You're not small. You're not just another face in the crowd. You're a force, a storm, a warrior forged in the heat of every battle you've ever faced. You've got scars, sure. But those scars aren't weakness. They're proof. Proof you've fought. Proof you've endured. Proof you've risen before, and you'll rise again. The world doesn't get to decide who you are. Life doesn't get to dictate your limits. You do. You choose. You rise, or you regret it. So what's it going to be, right now, this second? Are you going to sit there frozen, letting the days bleed into years until all you've got left is a stack of what-ifs? Or are you going to stand up? Are you going to move? Are you going to fight? The choice is yours. It's always been yours. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to hand you the life you want. You've got to take it. You've got to build it. You've got to rise and claim it with every ounce of strength in your bones. This is your wake-up call, your line in the sand, your moment to decide. The past is done. The future's unwritten. All you've got is now, this breath, this heartbeat, this fire burning inside you. Don't waste it. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Rise up right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Feel the weight of that word. Now. It's heavy. It's urgent. It's alive. It's yours. You've got everything you need, the strength, the will, the heart. It's all there locked inside you, waiting for you to turn the key. So turn it, unlock it, let it out. Let the world see who you really are. Let them feel the heat of your fire. Let them hear the thunder of your steps. You're not here to drift, you're not here to fade. You're here to rise, to soar, to burn so bright they can't look away. The storm's coming. It always does. Life doesn't play fair. It hits hard. It tests you, it pushes you to your knees. But you're ready, you've been ready. You've got the soul of a fighter, the spirit of a king, the heart of a lion. When the wind howls and the rain falls, you don't run. You don't hide, you stand, you roar, you rise. Because that's who you are, that's what you do, that's how you win. So rise, rise now. Rise through the pain, rise through the doubt. Rise through the chaos and the noise and the fear. Rise above every single thing that's ever held you back. Rise until the ground shakes and the sky splits and the world knows your name. Rise until regret doesn't stand a chance. Rise until you're standing on top of that mountain, looking down at everything you've overcome. And you realize, this is what I was made for. This is my victory. This is my life. You've got one shot, one chance, one fight. Don't waste it, don't let it pass you by. Rise or regret it, the choice is yours. Make it now.